you doing today? My name's Ian with learningtheblues.com, and today we're going to look at, I guess, one of the most basic things about the blues, and it's going to be looking at the 12-bar blues, what makes it the 12-bar blues, how you can figure it out in different keys, and what chord progression you're going to be playing. So let's get right into it right now. So when we're talking about the 12-bar blues, I've got my whiteboard here. You may or may not be able to read that, so I'll put some information on screen as well. What we're looking at is, we call it 12 bars because we've got 12 bars. This isn't going to make a ton of sense here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, right? And we'll consider these measures. Let's just, for simplicity, we'll call them 4 beats in each. 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the concept behind the 12-bar blues is it's a pattern that can be played in different keys, and you're going to use different chord numbers from that particular scale. So the reason I've got numbers in here instead of chords is because you can use this same pattern to play the 12-bar blues in different keys based on that particular key scale. So the example we're going to do is going to be in A. So down below here, I've got the A major scale: A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, and then back around to A again. So here in this 12-bar pattern, I've got 1, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 1, 5, 4, 1, 5. These numbers correspond to those particular chords in the A major scale down below. So if we consider A to be 1, B to be 2, C sharp to be 3, D to be 4, E to be 5, and so on. Just a side note here, sometimes you'll see these as the Roman numerals, the I for 1, the IV for 4, and the V for 5, in different notations, so that means the same thing. So if we look at 1 here, 1 corresponds to A. 4, of course, referring back to our scalar, 4 refers to D, and 5 refers to E, okay? So breaking it down that way, that's in its most simplistic form, that's how we grab the chord progression and the chords we're going to play for a particular key in this 12-bar blues format. So let me just give you a quick example. Okay, so let's do a quick example here. We'll go through the 12-bar blues, and we'll do it in the key of A, and we'll use some sort of simple chords here, almost like power chords, to demonstrate it. So to get started, we're going to use the 4th and 5th strings here, A and D. You're going to take your first finger and put it on the 1st fret of your D, and we're going to use our 3rd finger, and we're going to interchange that on the 3rd fret of the D. So we're going to strum the pluck, I guess, the A string and the D string, and interchange in a pattern like this with our 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D. So so that's the A. That's number 1 in this pattern. Next, we're going to go to the D, and to go to the D, we're going to use the same type of pattern, but we're going to drop down 2 strings here, and we're going to play our D string with our G string, so 3 and 4. So again, use the 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, and interchange that in the same pattern with your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the G string. So we're going to have, right? Same feel, just up a string. So that's the 4, that's the D in this pattern. Now the 5th chord we want out of that A major scale is the E. So to get the E, if we think that's our E in open, we're going to go up and we're going to play the 5th and 6th strings with the same pattern. So we're going to play the E open, first finger on 2nd fret of the A, and interchanging that with our 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the A in this feel again. Right? So putting that all together, we're going to get a change to D, back to the A, if you're new to this, that might seem a little confusing at first, but what we did there was I played through that progression that I showed you at the beginning, the 12 different bars, 4 measures per bar, and I used the 1 chord, the A, with the 4 chord, the D, and the 5th chord, the E, and I played that through in that form. Let's play the same 12 bar chords that we just used there, the A, the D, and the E, but we'll play it up further here around the 5th and 7th frets. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our first finger, and we're going to put that on our 5th fret of the E string. I'm going to take our 3rd finger and put that on the 7th fret of the A string. Right? It's sort of an A power chord almost. And to play that same feel we had there, this is going to be a little stretch, possibly for some of you, but we're going to use our pinky, and we're going to place that way up here on the 9th fret of the A. And we're going to interchange those to the same feel we had before. Sound familiar? Right? Now just like we dropped down 2 strings before to get to the D, we can do the same thing up here and drop down our first finger down to the 5th fret of the A string, and our 3rd finger down to the 7th fret of the D. And again, stretching that pinky up to the 7th fret, or pardon me, the 9th fret, and interchanging with the D, to get the same thing as we got down here. Right? Now to get to the E, which was the 5 chord in that progression, which we played here, if you know your different positions, we've got E here, we also have E in a bar chord up here at the 7th fret. So if our D chord is on the 1st finger, 5th fret again of the A, 3rd finger, 7th fret of the D, if we slide that up a whole tone, go from D to E. For those of you that know your spacing there between the notes, you've got a whole step between D and E, which means we've got 2 frets. Each fret's a half step up. So we've got 1st finger on the 7th fret of the A, 3rd finger on the 9th fret of the D, and then working that all the way up the pinky, now stretching it up to the 11th fret on the D. We've got the E chord that we can play with that same feel. Right? So we can play the same progression here. We'll do it really quickly for you. Show you that is because now you can take that shape that was in the key of A. So let's say we want to move that to the key of G. Well, we've got a bar chord that's G here at the 3rd fret, and we can use that same shape we just did to do that 12 bar blues in the key of G. So we can go G, right, to the 4th, which is C, up to the 5th, which is D. Sort of a little primer, you know. Hopefully I didn't go too quick there for you, but the idea, what you want to get down for the 12 bar blues is the pattern. 4 measures of the 1 chord, 2 measures of the 4 chord, 2 measures of the 1 chord, 1 measure of the 5, 1 measure of the 4, 1 measure of the 1 chord, and then back around to 1 measure of the 5. Practicing with it and give it a shot. It's the 12 bar blues intro. Again, thanks for watching. Bye for now.